So we have a very unique situation. We have 2 rooms going on. We have the UP drawn in. We have 300 people here today focused on our youngest children, right? So my name is Dr. John Severson, and I am the Executive Director of MAISA. And when I walked in this morning, I was so excited. I went into the other room, and they said, "Are you a vendor here? We got your table set up here." I'm like, "No, I'm not a vendor." But I did check it out to see what was going on over there. But I'm really excited to be here. The journey for this position has been incredible. In my last 8 years before coming here, I was at Muskegon Area ISD, and I could feel the passion, the recognition of the importance of when a child is born, we have to be there for that child, right? And so I am so excited to be able to even be in front of you today. I'm so humbled and proud of our association and the things that we're doing. And I want to tell you what is symbolic that we've done. We now have an ECAN director. We have never had that. We have a director who is going to help lead this work across the state, working with all our partners. So Amy Bauer, would you please stand up so people can recognize you? So we're here about a common purpose, and I try to make it really simple, but it's very difficult. What if we could ensure that every child was ready for kindergarten? Every child is ready for kindergarten. What would that look like, right? Think about that in your mind. That is a very powerful vision, right? And what do we know if every child is ready for kindergarten? We have a better shot that they can read by 3rd grade. We have a better shot they're going to graduate career and college ready, right? And when they come in and they don't know sounds, they don't know letters, they don't have the social skills, and they enter kindergarten that way, how difficult is that, right? So in all the things I think of now, I'm a grandfather. I have an 18-month-old grandson, and I want every child to have his experience. And that's why I'm here. That's my passion lies. So something very special that we have today that I want to really reference in this United by Purpose. We have Miss Emma Young here. She's in the other room. If she would just stand for a moment. And she is from the governor's office. And what's really unique about that is the governor's vision of 75% of our 4-year-olds being enrolled in preschool by 2027. It's a bold goal, isn't it? And some people say, "Oh, I don't know how we can do that." You don't say a goal, "Oh, we're going to get 20%, right? You got to go really after it. If you have a vision, you have to really focus on that vision, what you can do together. So when we talk today, let's talk about how we're going to go after that vision together and learn from each other. So I went and really looked at this, and we talked about this slide about where we are in the work that we do, about the barriers that are in our communities. And I want you to think for a moment as I talk about some of these and think, do they relate to the communities you're from? Generational poverty, historical marginalization, multilingual communities, lack of transportation, right? Dense populations with a lot of challenges, sparse populations, right? But at the heart of it, we have families that need us. So there are people that I'm around that are really pivotal when I listen to them, and I want to talk about them just for a second here. So if I went to Dr. Davida Colbert and said, "There's just too many barriers, we can't do this." Now, people who know Davida, what would they think she would say to me? Right? She said, "We're going to go after it, Severson." What about Dave Schulte, who talks about we got to get every kid in the classroom? Different community, but he's saying the same thing. John Cyril's talking about CBOs. How do we work with our community CBO people to make this happen? Randy Lindquist, strong GS Great Start Collaborative. What are they doing that's ensuring we can get them there? John Cyril's talking about culture and his staff throughout that conversation. Bill Brown building a cultural change in Allegan focused on this, right? There's so many people doing these things in our midst, and we have to learn from each other. Because when we talk about barriers, people can say, I'm going to give up. But there are people already beating the odds. And this is our opportunity today to learn from each other of what are those things that we could do differently, approach this differently. So the caveat I've learned in Muskegon Area ISD when I was there for 8 years is we can't do this alone. We need to work with our community. We need a strong Great Start Collaborative, for example. We need a strong early on program. We need businesses at the table working with us. We have to be passionate right from birth that we're going to make a difference so they enter kindergarten ready to go. So these people impacted my life, my 8 years there. It was a huge game changer for me to see it differently and see that passion, and I know so many of you have that wherever you're at. So as we look at where we're going, one of the things that's really important is today it's your time to tell your story, right? We have so many amazing partners here. We have MDE, we have MyLeap, we have different organizations, we have almost all the superintendents involved, ISD superintendents. We have ECAN, we have our early childhood operations team that's been coordinating so much of this work together. And so I look at the power of this room and the synergy that we can create. It's really up to you guys, though, to lean in today, to work hard, to work with your peers, and to learn. That's where our story will change. So I want to just tell one quick story, because everybody has a story, right? And I remember at one time in a Great Start Collaborative that we had about a small group of partners, and we had this idea called Read Early, Read Often, where every child got a book. And we had like 2,000 books a year, and there were about 2,000 births a year in the county. And by the time I left, there were about 80 partners, 30,000 books. Dolly Parton came in, we matched that with another 30,000. Head Start, GSRP, we doubled everything that we were doing. But the key that I saw the greatest change was we had businesses alongside us saying, we have to be part of changing our story. We have to be with you. And when you can do that, when ISD superintendents can create those conditions where people come alongside us, then our early childhood workers and staff feel supported, right? A simple book turned into an amazing reality. So what's your reality going to be? So we welcome you. We're so proud to have 300 people together. Be passionate, learn together, challenge each other, challenge us. And we're going to continue this conversation, and I'm going to ask ECAN to really help us ensure that we get the message right today, that we keep having these conversations through the whole year so we're fresh. So welcome, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. On behalf of the Early Childhood Administrators Network, we welcome you into this space. We've spent quite a great deal of time planning. Today you're going to hear stories, you're going to see videos, you're going to engage in conversations at your table that really look at instruction from a birth through 26 lens. And today we get to spend time focused on our youngest learners. We'd like to honor all the perspectives that we have brought in the room today, both here downstate and in the Upper Peninsula. So I'm going to run through some roles, and if you're wearing that hat today, please feel free to stand and sit back down, and some of you may stand more than one time. So if you're here today representing a state agency, would you please stand? If you're here today representing the Early Childhood Administrators Network or an ISD Early Childhood team member, please stand. If you're here today representing a community agency, a community partner, Head Start partner, Great Start Collaborative partner, local partner, would you please stand? If you're here representing SEILN or special education partner at the ISDs, would you please stand? How about GELN member or general education member at the ISD? Please stand. ISD PR networks or PR staff at our ISDs. And ISD superintendent or assistant superintendents, please stand. John set the stage for us this morning, thinking for us to challenge each other to do better for our children, to do better for our communities. And it's not often we all get to spend time together in the same room, focused on the same task, and really spend that dedicated time learning together, planning together, collaborating together. So I would like to, again, welcome you into this space, and we're going to have a great day. I'm going to turn it over to Jen Sova from Kalamazoo RESA.